No. Hello. I am not Tiki. Tiki couldn't be here tonight, and so he asked me to host because apparently he thinks I can. So, rather tonight's topic we'll be talking about the new Deadpool trailer that came out an hour ago. So yes, I'm sorry, I have BlueDragonFive with me. I don't know how to introduce people. I don't do this. I usually sit in the corner and respond when Tiki asks me to. So here I am, and with BlueDragonFive to say hello.
Hello, everyone. Howdy.
Yes, as BlueDragonFive saying hello twice. And yeah, we're gonna talk about the Deadpool trailer. I mean, most of it has been out for almost a month because a lot of the stuff that was in the trailer that released an hour ago was in the Comic-Con trailer, but I don't believe you guys talked about that.
No, we didn't. We got a little distracted. Before we go on, eventually you can hear me okay, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure. Just make sure we don't have audio things. Because Sneaky and I had battle a little bit of some other video, but we're fine now, I think.
Yeah,
so anyway, so folks, we didn't get to talk about the Marvel stuff because he kind of ran out of time when England kind of popped in. You know, we loved having him on. We just kind of a little sidetracked, so we thought we were going to put the Marvel stuff off to another Comic-Con video. But the way I'm figuring it now, because this time has kind of escaped us, it's kind of perfect timing because now all the Marvel stuff's just kind of coming out progressively. So like now the Deadpool thing just kind of sprung out of nowhere saying, oh, it's going to be on Conan next week, and we figured, well, we can talk about it then. In that same week, you know, we'll have the Fantastic Four movie, another thing we were going to talk about. So there's that, and eventually, I'm sure soon enough, there's going to be the X-Men, the Age of Apocalypse, either news and or trailers. So then we'll talk about that then. So we're going to basically break the Marvel stuff even more. Yeah. Or the Fox Marvel stuff, however you want to delineate that.
Fox
anyway, certainly. Anyway, so yes, the Comic-Con trailer for Deadpool came out. It was kind of the rumor is it stole San Diego Comic-Con with how awesome it was, how awesome the panel was, how at the end of all the Fox Marvel stuff, they had like a big old super selfie taken by Stan the Man himself. What I hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought we could, kind of break down the trailer, go through it, you know?
Yeah, sure.
I'm still here. It's just a little thing.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the trailer and talk about it and talk about the various whatever's the trailer. So
actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but if I can preface it, this is I thought this might be important. Another big thing about the trailer. The reason this trailer is a big deal because this is a movie that I found out tonight by Ryan Reynolds himself. He was on Conan. He was talking about the project. Really hilarious guy to have an interview. Yeah. And Conan O'Brien, good show. Yeah, it's okay. It's an okay talk. No Johnny Carson, but it's okay. but I learned that Deadpool's been in kind of development heck for 11 years now. To me, I was in it for 7 years. That's how long I've been waiting for this movie. I've heard that for. So point is, when I just heard this movie has officially been given the go-ahead, you know, I was on top of the world and very, very happy about it. And basically, the reason it's actually happening now, if you didn't know about this, Venture Blue, to all the people out there, this movie is happening all because of the fans. And I think it's quite a beautiful thing because the movie was in development heck for. Let's say again now apparently it's 11 years because I guess when they come up with hey, let's do a Deadpool movie and it sits for a couple of years and say hey, let's get it. In 7 years it was actually in quote unquote motion.
Yeah.
Well, at that time, I guess 2 years back at least, for at least all those years minus about 9 years, it was sitting on a shelf, and then someone put together test footage in 2011.
Yep.
They put together test footage, and finally it leaked about a year or two ago.
Leaked.
Yes. And because of that, people saw how, because that's the opening of the movie. Because I should also preface this is my kind of frame of reference. Again, being in this movie for 7 years, moving forward, I've read the first draft of the script.
Oh.
So, and I'm not saying it entitles me to anything, or I'm just saying I know what the first R-rated draft of the script was. They wrote 2 drafts, and I assume others following that. Because again, if you're in development for 11 years, you're probably going to change some things up.
Yeah.
So with that, I noticed some differences, but I'll point out as we get to the stuff and kind of get into it. You know, I'm questioning how much of it's staying, how much of it might be adding or subtracting from it. But with that, I mean, just that opening, that little test footage. You've seen the test footage, haven't you?
Oh yeah, no, I saw the test footage right after it came out.
Yeah, that test
Whatever,
footage.
leave further.
It's wonderfully
Oh, yeah.
animated and kind of this great kind of video. They use not a video game company per se, but use like same animation like certain video games use for that
Yeah, a
motion
lot of
capture.
yeah, it's like that really accurate CG. Like Final Fantasy does a lot. A lot of opening cinematics have it, but
Pretty
yeah,
much, it looks really good. Just missing a final render, making completely film realistic. It's completely computer generated and motion capture. Ryan Reynolds did the motion capture himself. Again, they can't invest in the full development of the suit or anything if it's just still kind of like, hey, this is a test.
yeah,
But still, people saw that and they realized, oh my god, there might be something here. Basically, the same feeling I had when I was reading that script. And I read that. I made a promise to them. This is going to sound silly eventually, but I'll tell you. Way back when I read the script, I was really kind of antsy about it because, oh man, if I read the script, I'm gonna know everything. This is back when we thought Deadpool was only 2 years away. Bear in mind, this is like in 2000. This is like after the Wolverine movie, Wolverine Origins. That's way back in 2009. Again, that's when I'm jumping on board for it. It's back in 2009. They announced, hey, we're doing a Deadpool movie as a spinoff. Yeah, it's in talks. It's like not officially confirmed, but say, yeah, we got plans for it. And people are speculating 2 years from now, script leaks, and I'm thinking, well, if I read this now, I might get spoiled. I'll make a promise. I'm only going to read it once just in case anything delays it or something,
yeah.
So he did delay it. So I promised myself I only read it once. So that's why I've never gone back to it since, so I don't get anything spoiled. So in case it never happens, at least I'll know what they were going for, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
And we got to see that in test footage. People saw that. They got a whiff of that, and it inspired some. Just kind of it shook the heads of Fox into, hey, make this movie, darn it. And yeah, that's the reason we have this. It's only in like a year cycle. They took pretty much a year after the footage just got out to the people, and the fans made that happen because it gets such overwhelming positive reception. This is a fan-made movie that I can swear to you, eventually, is going to change the game of superhero films, like the Avengers did.
I don't know about that.
Oh, sure, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
That's my opening. It's my opening statement. Sorry to go on a little longer. This has been building. It's waiting 7 years. Kind of makes things build for a while. Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into the trailer.
So basically, I guess we're going through the Comic-Con trailers. Pretty much all the Red Band trailers came out as all the Comic-Con trailers, minus a few things. We're just going to go through Comic-Con trailers as additional things in, right?
Yes.
Right. So let's see. So an awesome trailer. We see Wade and Vanessa, his girlfriend, played by the wonderful Marina Baccarin, who some people may recognize from Gotham.
Oh, that's where I recognized her from. Who is she playing? Gotham?
Leslie Tompkins.
Why do I not recognize that name?
The doctor from the Gordon's doctor girlfriend.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But with that, actually, she actually has a long list. Not too long a list, but she has a list of as people would say, she has geek credentials. As people would say, she's had a lot of great comic book related roles. So
I probably recognize her from somewhere else.
Big thing I know her from is she voiced Black Canary in the Justice League animated show. That was her. And she's also currently she's the voice of Gideon on Flash, basically the computer voice. That's all her. And Vanessa is a big character from the comics. You know anything about Vanessa, eventually?
No. The only Deadpool I've read is the reboot. Or not the reboot, like the newer stuff.
The Marvel Now stuff. It's basically
yeah.
See, Marvel did the smart thing, saying, "Hey, it all happened. We're just going to revamp things, kind of give things a fresher take." But it all happened.
Yeah. And now they're doing that again.
Yeah, this one's going to be a little more
tricky. Killing everything.
It's actually clever. The Deadpool one, the way they kind of ended the book before they kind of bring it back again.
Yeah.
They actually had that. We saw Deadpool the end of the world in the Deadpool comic. You see actually what's happening. It's like two planets planets colliding and just Deadpool getting killed.
No, that's what I read. Where there's a bunch of series where they're just going about their normal comic book stuff, and then everything dies.
Yeah, it's really
the end of the book. It sounds really interesting.
When I read it, it was kind of shocking because it was like they gave Deadpool a happy ending, and then boom, dead.
Jesus.
And they had a really funny not after credits thing, but they had a backup story with it to kind of close out things and give things a happier note. And basically, it was Deadpool having a Dean Martin style roast with all the Marvel characters. So Thanos was there because Deadpool got his hands on the Infinity Gauntlet, and he made this happen.
That's great.
And Howard the Duck was there. It was really funny.
Good.
I think he might have been the roast master. I'm not sure.
Probably.
Anyway, so Vanessa, for anyone who might not be aware, and essentially Vanessa is in the history of Wade Wilson. But the basic story of Wade Wilson, don't you? You get
Yes.
a good Cliff Notes version of in the trailer here, which I do gotta kind of give him applause for.
Yeah.
It's essentially Vanessa in the comics. Again, I don't know how much of this are bringing the screen. I assume everything because it was in the script really well. Vanessa was a prostitute. Wade knew because he's a mercenary and he gets around. And they fell in love. He got to know her. I believe this version, I think they're getting married. That might have been like an addition from the script. I'm not sure. Like something they've like added since the script, like in some drafts and stuff. I don't know. Might be a change, but a fine change nonetheless. Basically, I think he gets married to points love of his life, Vanessa, and then he contracts cancer. That's the sad part of the love story. He tries to get his cancer cured because he loves this woman. And I'm not sure how far they're going with this because again, I only read the script once way back in the day, so as per that promise. So in the comics, she turns into a mutant. So like she has an ability to shapeshift. Her name is Copycat. That is her kind of like Mystique, kind of.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how far they're going at that point. Vanessa is important to the Deadpool mythology because it's the one human tie Wade Wilson has before he meets his all new eclectic characters he's going to meet and stuff in the Deadpool years to come. So the point is, in the trailer, you get to see Madeline Love, like, I love you, Wade Wilson, and basically see he's contracted cancer. And this is kind of funny. When I heard the Comic-Con trailer was announced, I kind of had this thought running through my mind of, with the Deadpool origin, I forget what they specify his cancer is specifically, and in here they did the funny thing where they gave him every sort of cancer. So basically, it's like, we can beat this, and then give him the sarcastic thing. He says, oh yeah, sure, it's in my brain, heart, and lungs. Sure, I'll be able to beat that. It's all things I can live without. Yeah. Some things I've seen, like it's stomach cancer. Usually it's ambiguous, but like he feels the symptoms starting in his stomach. In some things I've seen, so I'm assumed it was that. But it's fine. Give like the worst kind, every kind of cancer. It's like that line from Watchmen. The kind of cancer you get better from. That ain't the kind I got. Anyway, so I'm sorry, eventually you want to take us through some of this origin stuff?
I mean, you kind of explained it. Yeah, he had cancer, so he went into like this. I believe what happened is he went into like this experimental procedure thing, which is essentially what they did to Wolverine. And
ideally, usually it's like the same program. So I'm wondering if there's going to be any connection to that with this whole kind of relaunched, not relaunched, like the new timeline, the X-Men universe. I wonder if that's going to tie in at all. So,
there might be, but I'm not sure.
I mean, they have Wolverine's blood, so there has to be some sort of crossover there.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Wow.
But then I believe Deadpool's turned insane.
Yeah.
And that's why he's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Deadpool. He's so in this version, it seems they're really kind of striving. Again, this is like an addition since the script. Basically, I think 70% of that original script's going to be in this movie. It looks like from the trailer, which is great because that script was amazing.
Yeah.
And if they adapt that script, I mean, you're going to have a game-changing movie. I can guarantee you that. So I think whatever they do, they're going to be some big stuff coming.
Cool.
But so let's say basically here it's like now he's like a soldier because usually it's like mercenary, but I think they're going with like former Canadian soldier / mercenary in his off time.
Yeah.
Or they could just go soldier goes insane, turns mercenary. Might go either way. I don't know.
Yeah, they could.
Anyway, so it's either like because he's a soldier, the Weapon X. It's like Department K. Also, that's the other name for like Weapon X is Wolverine technically, but people nickname it the Weapon X program because created Wolverine.
Yeah.
So the point is, I'm really curious. The guy who's talking to him in the trailer, I'm wondering now that guy might have an important role because sometimes, like in the comics, it's just like recruiter guy gets Deadpool in the thing, doesn't really factor into it. But then again, let's just say. That in the script they put kind of Deadpool's kind of kind of is the man who's like he's Jor-El, so to speak. Like, this is like really dark, demented Jor-El figure because he's the guy who like in charge of the Weapon X program. He's the one who actually came up with the idea for the project, and his name is Dr. Killebrew.
Okay.
And Dr. Killebrew, like in the comics, the way it goes is that Dr. Killebrew and Ajax is the big kind of muscle-bound guy who's talking to him in the trailer.
Yeah.
So essentially, it's Dr. Killebrew and that guy as his assistant do the thing that Deadpool and Ajax is kind of the muscle who looks at the inmates or the patients of the program, and he tortures them. So the Ajax's actual name is like his nickname in the place, and it's called the hospice. Whenever they have the experiments done to them and they're failures, they go to this place called the hospice, which is where we're going to see Deadpool and the thing. Because like in the trailer, we see Wade Wilson like strapped to a gurney and led to the project.
Yeah.
And you'll notice there are a bunch of guys in that room, and I believe that's the hospice. There are like other tents and stuff, other like failed experiments, or other guys getting the procedures done who are probably going to end up being failures. So the point is, Killebrew is in the way the script goes to my memory is that Killebrew is going to be kind of like foreshadowing for future stuff. Like he's the guys. It's like Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, like he's the he's behind everything, but you don't really get to interact with him yet. And that'll be another guy for Deadpool to go into in the future. Then again, they could change all this. I don't know. I don't even know if this guy's the guy, because they have shrouded some characters in mystery in this thing, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So the point is the guy. So the point's like you want to be something better than yourself. We can make you into a superhero, and yeah, Wade Wilson again. That's the wonderful thing. One of the wonderful things about Deadpool is that he does have human attachments, human cares, but it's like underneath all of this, kind of like the embodiment of his character, underneath all this ugliness, there is a human soul. But it's like all this insanity and wittiness and mouth and violence and blood and death. It kind of gets in the way of the heart at the core. But like he cares about these people he mocks. And like the big thing here, especially in the origin, you know, he does love Vanessa, and he says, well, as long as I can do whatever he wants to me, as long as I can do right by people I love, which is she's the only person he cares about. So then goes in for the project, and we see a taste of it in the trailer, like all the horrendous tortures they got lined up for him to turn him ultimately into Deadpool. Because it's not just like Captain America; you don't just inject him with something. It's a lot worse than that. It's not just infuse the blood into him. That's the main thing. They have to test the healing factor, and at first it doesn't work, which is another reason for the scarring.
Yeah.
So you're going to see, trust me when I say you're going to see a lot of screwed up things. But get a taste of it in the trailer. It seemed like being dunked in some ooey gooey crap. I have no idea what it is. And I'm not sure if they're going to still use this as the set piece, but let's just say he's in like this kind of like Michael Jackson style incubator tube.
Okay. Yeah.
And that again, from my memory, that serves a big kind of plot thing of like you're going to see that, and it's kind of a big role in the movie. That little basically like takes the air away, kind of suffocates them. That's really terrifying. So then, so there are two big villains in the movie we meet in this scene. So we got Ajax, played by Ed Scarron. Anyone out there? I don't watch it myself, but I hear it's really good. Games of Thrones. Okay. He's from Games of Thrones. Don't ask me what role. I have no idea. And also this character called Angel Dust. Now, Angel Dust is an addition from. She was not in the original script, so she's an addition to this movie. And my big wonder, Dave. Sorry. I'm sorry. I see the name. I'm screwed.
Okay.
Adventure Blue. But I have such a rapport with that guy. Anyway, so Adventure Blue. So you see the thing here with the film had to take a budget cut. Have you heard anything about the film to get the R rating? They had that's another reason the film was kind of in development heck for a long while. Because because they were really
R-rated superhero film.
Exactly. Now, ask me, I would have liked it. I really do like PG-13 Deadpool. Rated R is the way he works best because he has a little blood, violence, and freedom to do whatever he wants. So it works better. But any Deadpool I can get, I'm happy with. But it's a smart move to stick with the rated R thing. Unfortunately, the aftermath of that is like they have less of a budget. And that's making me think. And again, I could be entirely off base with this, but the trailer's making me think with some of these added characters. They could be added, or they might be because of the lowered budget, are replacement characters. See, in the script there were 3 baddies in addition to Ajax. And the 3 characters, they were all other Weapon X rejects who were kind of like the henchmen. And they're from the comics, but they actually are Weapon X affiliated. So there's Garrison Kane, who's kind of like evil Cyborg, you know, like the DC character, kind of evil version. Basically, a guy who's he basically has a lot of cybernetic implants, and he has like a robotic arm. That's just kind of his big cybernetic implants and stuff. And I'm assuming he might have been taken out because I can imagine cybernetic stuff that might be a little costly. And he would be in the role I assume Angel Dust is in. So I'm
Okay.
assuming that Angel may be replacing that guy, and or he could completely surprise me and be in the movie, which I love it if that were the case. I mean, add more characters the merrier, because, you know, works fine. But then again, if it's a replacement, maybe they'll sell me on this character. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I know nothing about Angel, though. It's just that she has super strength and apparently looks like a less angry Rosie O'Donnell. Which you're going to see that gag come into play, by the way. The Rosie O'Donnell gag is a runner. It's funny.
Cool.
That's all I'll tell you. But another thing, so with her and later on we're going to get into a Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yes.
You'll notice that we got two new female characters, two that were not in the original script, and I think what they might be doing smartly is another thing Deadpool is really great for in the comics. And I don't know, you've only read the Marvel Now stuff with Deadpool, right?
I've only read the newer stuff, and even that I haven't read a ton of.
I'll tell you the best Deadpool eventually. Okay. Here's the one you got to check. My favorite run, I will test this. Everyone's going to tell you Joe Kill It. I'm telling you the real Deadpool to watch. No, that's a great Deadpool. It's fine. And that's one the movie's going to be based on. That's absolutely fine. But the best Deadpool stuff you'll ever read, it's a 5 issues plus a spin-off title with 15 issues. But the main 5 Deadpool issues, it's the Gail Simone run of Deadpool. That's issues 65 to 69.
Okay.
So that's the one the art's beautiful, and the big thing there, which is also in the Joe Kelly books, but especially in that story, you see Deadpool attracts really great female characters. He does. Like not just like romantic, by no means romantic, because you've seen the way it looks like under that mask, so obviously not romantic, but he attracts really Deadpool. It's such a great idea. You have kind of a wacky. You have a wacky kind of he's almost like a Pepe Le Pew type character, you know. He's just he'll notice like, man, this is an attractive woman here. That's the way Deadpool usually goes with these things. Like he'll hit on girls all the time.
Yeah.
But he actually plays off of them really well because he's the wacky dumb guy, and the women are always the intelligent, strong characters, and that's what he kind of brings to it. He brings into great kind of Whedon-esque female characters.
Okay.
And like Domino is like the big example, which, you know, if you ever like even watch some of the Bat and the Sun stuff, they've paired them off now. Points like Domino is kind of the usual, like kind of, like, and I assume like they'll put these two on a team if Deadpool is in this X-Force movie. It might be on the horizon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of the good dynamic. Smart, competent woman who always just point out how much like she likes Deadpool, makes her laugh, but still Deadpool's to her is an idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that might be the dynamic with someone like this goth-looking girl, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. That's kind of project, just kind of a Genosian girl with a bad attitude.
Probably.
Yeah, and basically like a sardonic teenage girl, I assume would play off very well with Deadpool. Like the wacky uncle and just the cranky niece.
Yeah.
You know. And so with that, I think also Angel. I'm saying these characters might be welcome additions because, you know, strong female characters always work well with Deadpool. You know.
Yeah.
And apparently Angel Dust is really a strong female character because she has like super strength. So.
Yeah.
So hence that little punch. Don't leave you less angry, Rosie O'Donnell. Bang. We got a really catchy song. Gonna shoot, baby. I can never remember the rest of it. It's so catchy though.
Yeah, but then it goes directly into the or essentially pretty much what the proof of concept lead was. Exactly. So this is essentially as the movie opens. The movie has a fantastic open. I won't go through the whole thing because people who want to see it in its awesomeness, watch this trailer and watch that test footage. Yes.
But let me just tell you this. There's a character that gets him to that point, that drives him to that overpass. And I hope to God he is in the movie because he proves another great thing with the Deadpool character. I'm sure you might have seen some of the issues you read. I'm not sure, again, how much you read, but not a lot, I know what you told me. But
no, I need to read more.
But another great thing, in addition to the female character scene, kind of in the same vein, Adventure Buddha, it's that he has great side characters. That's the thing Deadpool also attracts. He's such an oddball character. He attracts such great quirky characters you want to see more of. Like Weasel is one of them, which again played by the wonderful T.J. Miller. You'll get Blind Al, who is the elderly in this movie, the elderly black woman he's rooming with. That's his roommate. And characters of the sort, and basically in the script there's there's a taxi driver who drives him around named Doppender. And essentially the two of them have a really great rapport with each other. Basically it's like it's this great kind of mundane gag of Deadpool gets in the cab, and basically this taxi driver doesn't bat an eye at it. Just is like addresses him, "How can I help you, Mister?" And it says, "Pool, Deadpool." Well, Mr. Pool. He just calls him Mr. Pool. Get some. Basically, they have a really fun back and forth. It would be a mistake if they cut him out of the movie. And I'm assuming if they have the overpass stuff, he has to get there somehow. So why not put him in the movie?
Yeah.
This is basically Deadpool's personal driver in a taxi, and that just cracks me up. And I want to see that happen. All right. So then, I'm sorry. Take us through some of this action stuff we got going on here. So what happens at the overpass?
I mean, we've all really seen those. He jumps off an overpass, kills a bunch of people in a car, and then a bunch of people create a blockade around the car that he's killed everyone in. He comes out, kills all of them, and then it cuts to Colossus.
Yes, I'd say one thing. Again, the instant hook. If anyone's out there is like, if you've ever read a script and it's like, okay, let me see the first 10 pages, or then I'll put it down. Yeah. I read the first 10 pages and I was like, oh my god, this is brilliant. And when I saw the test footage, I had the same reaction as I had was watching this trailer. It's like, they did it. It's every in that test footage, every little bit from the script is on. Like when I was watching it back in 2011, I was not 2011, but I mean 2 years ago. Like every little, even like clicking the seatbelt. And like the guy getting caught on the seat getting caught on the seatbelt, and he then like being crushed by the wheel of the car. Every little bit in that test footage is in the script, and I was amazed by how faithful they were to it. I can only assume all of that is in the movie, just now actually in live action, which we saw a bit of in there. Like basically, he just burst in there. It's pretty much that test footage. Just imagine live action, like the few degrees you need to buy that because it looked fantastic. Yeah, and that's like he burst in the car. Like it's just this hilarious thing where like like 3 Escalades come by and 2 motorcycles with machine guns, I believe. Basically, just Deadpool notices it. He just leaps off and me amo. And he's speaking Spanish with yellow subtitles, which of course reference to the one of Deadpool's famous gags that he talks to the yellow boxes. These dialogue balloons, and this he has subtitles. And it's funny. It's really funny. Anyway, so we got a really great action scene, and there's a lot of thought put into this action scene, by the way. So
absolutely.
Let me give you a taste of the premise here for like why this is such a cool action scene, which of course you see in its awesomeness here. It's kind of spread throughout the trailer than the test footage. So basically, in the trailer, we get the button to we see the action scene that basically the trailer is like what happens after that test footage in the thing there. So basically, Deadpool has 17 rounds of ammo, so he has like 17 bullets essentially, because he filled there in the script. To my recollection, it's like he's ready for the job, and he's killing a guy in the Escalades, killing someone who's being transported in all these Escalades. Yeah. And basically he's all armored up and everything, and he's all psyched up, and then he realizes, oh no, I left he had like brown sack lunches full of magazines for his guns and his bullets. And basically like all the ammo he left home, and because Blind Al is his roommate, and the idea is he and Blind Al play pranks and trash talk each other like crazy. Like because she's blind, Deadpool's is so horrible to her, like he replaces like the sugar with the salt, he does all that stuff. And she gets him back tenfold. And the idea here is like she either she left him a note or something, and basically just made sure he forgot the ammunition, so he only has 17 bullets for the job. And the idea is throughout the action scene, you're going to see him count off the shots, kind of like Archer style, And with that, we get the awesome bit at the end of this thing where he shoots 3 guys with 1 bullet, because that's why he's counting off the rounds, being very sparing with them. Yeah. Now, of course, before he breaks out the swords, because I mean that's awesome. Anyway, so then we get it's a taste of the action scene again. I love the Ryan. Whenever Ryan Reynolds shouts, it's funny. I don't know why. It just always works. Just there's this pause. There's a whole huge blockade. A little wait, and then the moment he says the wait, I love this. It's so clever. He breaks the 4th wall with the whole brown pants line. Yeah. He says wait. You're probably wondering why the red suit. I love this. This is a perfect representation of the 4th wall thing in AdvBlueDude. He's talking to the audience, and the guys are like, who is he talking to? Because he's talking to the audience. It's hilarious. It's like Ferris Bueller's Day Off in here. It's hilarious. He's just saying, wait, you're probably wondering why the red suit. That's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy has the right idea. He wore his brown pants today. And then boom, boom, boom. Awesome action. Colossus enters the frame, and just you big chrome something or other. It's great stuff. Then Negasonic Teenage Warhead enters the frame. What the? That's Unhosted's name! Great stuff. And, oh yeah, so unless they change the order of things too much, I don't know, they might have just changed, maybe the whole origins in the first act or spread out like it is in script. I don't know.
Yeah.
With that, it's like, it's an awesome movie. So you get like a cool action scene, then Colossus is there to help them out, kind of after the fact.
Yeah.
And Deadpool's just chewing them out, and they're getting into it. And yeah, this Negasonic Teenage Warhead is kind of the Jubilee sidekick for Colossus, I'm assuming, maybe. Not Jubilee, the Kitty Pryde sidekick, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then I'm so heartbroken to see this get cut out of the... this is in the Comic-Con footage only, folks. Fortunately, it's not in the Red Band trailer, the bit where he breaks the fourth wall yet again. Probably my favorite bit from the trailer. He says, cue the music. Then the trailer actually starts. And it's like, we go to the... let's see. Okay, so then we go to a strip club and a bar. Now, this might be a location from the Joe Kelly Deadpool comics. It's an important location, AdvBlueDude. See, that's the one thing the Jerry Dugan and the gang for this Marvel Now stuff you've been reading, they're kind of missing out on, my opinion.
Okay.
Is with Deadpool, you have all these kind of these great kind of really obscure characters in the Deadpool universe, like characters like in the arcs of his lifetime he's met, really great side characters. And the main idea was that as a mercenary, Deadpool, where would a mercenary find employment? And what he would do before he got successful enough to where he could start his own business in the Gail Simone stuff I told you about.
Yeah.
Before that, he would go to a place called Hell House. Now, Hell House was a bar and kind of a dispatch center. And I'm assuming maybe this could either be a random strip club or what I believe is that the strip club is also the Hell House, which we see in the trailer.
Mm.
So basically, it's he goes there and he gets a little yellow card that will tell him like his target. And basically, he cuts the guy who dispatches the cards and the information like a cut of the profits, and that's how he gets his regular employment. You know what I mean? Really cool concept. That's like some good world building I always loved about Deadpool, and they kind of brought it to screen within the script. I'm hoping we see a bit of that. And so with that, we see basically the strip club that could possibly be Hell House, which I'd be really ecstatic for, because also with Hell House, the appeal here, and this would be probably future building for if they do any more Deadpool movies, you have other mercenaries in this place. So unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be able to do Bullseye in this universe, because that was a fun dynamic he has in the comics. He knows Bullseye from Daredevil, and the two of them have a
yeah, they could.
Yeah, now they can't, but still, that's the one drawback to the Daredevil being with Marvel. That's the one drawback. No, it's not a drawback at all, because Marvel's doing it absolutely fantastically with Daredevil. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still,
I hope.
Yeah, but still, like other mercenaries.
Yeah. I want the new Spider-Man to have Howard the Duck. That's my dream.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I'll bet you Guardians 2 and maybe Infinity War we're getting Howard the Duck cameos.
It's fucking better. Yes, please. I don't. You read the new run of Howard the Duck, right?
I read some of it. I didn't read all of it. But it's like how many? It's like 4 issues in.
What?
I think it's like how many issues in is it? Do you mean like the new run, like Joey Quino's run, or?
Yeah, it's like 4 or 5. I think it started in April.
Yeah, I read like the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Yeah, I remember like the first issue one's like was it like Aunt May with a gun?
That's the end of it. I just love that last panel.
Yeah.
Look out, Aunt May's got a gun, but does she know how to use it?
I actually met the artist for that, by the way. It's really nice guy.
I'm sure.
Huh.
Yeah.
Really nice guy.
I love how when Howard the Duck goes to the Guardians of the Galaxy, like way out in space, like Spider-Man sets up like a memorial for him.
It makes sense.
Not doing anything because he's so distraught.
It makes sense that Spider-Man would do that, because he's the only nice guy in the Marvel Universe who would care about Howard the Duck.
Yeah. That needs to happen.
Well,
Howard the Duck.
There's some cross-plugging here. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good, sorry. Did you watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas in July, Tiki and I did?
I did not.
Well, we have Howard the Duck cameos in both of our pitches, so you should listen to them. And we had good scenes for it too. We had good Howard the Duck inclusions.
Good.
Okay, anyway, so speaking of cameos, so in the bar we see 2 prominent Deadpool related cameos here. One, we have Rob Liefeld, so Deadpool's daddy's in the movie. The man who I shouldn't say daddy. People call him daddy, but he's actually his mommy. I always hold the
Oh,
theory that the artist is the mommy and the writer is the daddy. Quote, so to speak.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like there are some funny things for people in Deadpool costumes for their fan films. They will meet Rob Liefeld and they'll film him and they'll say, "Daddy!" It's hilarious. And like M. Galusic, he did that. He's one who does great Deadpool fan films. Unfortunately, he's wrapped up with those, but you should check them out. They're really good. And anyways, also we saw the Stan Lee cameo.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed that they ruined it in the trailer.
Well, it wasn't. To be
There
fair, it
has to be
wasn't.
something more to it.
To be fair, it wasn't the really the fish shows, the Comic Con footage to hook people on the movie. That was their trump card, though. But that's their trump card, and they're showing it that early. I'm assuming they have bigger trump cards down the line.
Oh, they have to.
And let's just say, again, I don't want to spoil it for you, not necessarily, but let's just say there are two really hilarious gags that are in the movie, and one of them might actually be a company bridging, like a reference they might be able to get away with for one of the Marvel movies now. But
okay.
Basically, it's a hilarious origin of the Deadpool costume. I'm wondering if they had to write out or if they're going to be able to get away with it. Because now some ownership's changed, so we'll see. But the other thing, though, I might spoil one of these for you. It's really funny. But again, I don't even know if they're going to keep it. So bear in mind, take it with a grain of salt, folks. This one I don't see why they couldn't do it. It's basically Deadpool's origin. It looks like, at least in the script, it's like it takes place in 2008. And the idea is that in 2008, who was on the cover of People magazine?
I don't
Sorry,
remember.
that's a fair thing because People magazine, I assume, has a lot of covers. Let me explain.
Yes.
Basically, so Deadpool, he escapes the Weapon X, the Department K Weapon X thing after he's been scarred and everything. Basically, before he finds his costume, he wants to hide his disgusting face. And in doing so, he because the idea of the movie is like you'll jump. At least I believe the way it lays out in the script is that you have some origin parts of it, and then like modern days, but it's a double story. You know what I mean? So it'll flash.
Yeah, so it jumps around.
Yeah, but it's really well linked into the plot. It's not just superfluous. It actually ties into. It's kind of Batman Begins style. You know, it like actually does tie into the story.
Okay.
Anyway, so basically in the you see. So Deadpool's looking for something to cover his face with, and it's 2008. He rips off the cover of People magazine, and he staples it to his face. And the face on the magazine is the sexiest man of 2008. Can you take a guess who it is?
It's probably Robert Pattinson.
No.
Is it? I mean, who is it?
Hugh Jackman. So I don't see why they couldn't get away with that.
Oh, they could very easily. There's no reason why they couldn't do it.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see if they keep that one in there. I'll love seeing that. That's the only spoiler I'll give you, folks. Okay, it's the only one. But,
I'm sure that would still be in there.
Sure. I would hope it's in there because it's a priceless gag. Anyway, so let's see. So let's see what do we get next. So after see Rob Liefeld, we see Stan Lee, and we see it looks like Vanessa's getting some sexy time with Wade Wilson in the club.
Yes.
We're getting some nudity in this trailer too. It looks like, they're really going for the rated R thing because again, strippers and prostitutes. Why would you have some nudity in there? It makes sense.
I'm sure most of the rated R is going to be in the dialogue. But
definitely. Yeah, there is at least I remember there is at least a sex scene between these two because again, they're a couple in love, so I don't see why not. Plus, Marina.
Any movie with a couple will have that.
Sure. Plus, Marina Baccarin.
Even Disney sort of does it. Yes.
Marina Baccarin, very attractive woman. Come on, it'd be crime not to show her a little. Anyway, so let's see. So then, basically, it's Deadpool and Wade Wilson at the strip club with her. I remember we see a little bit of back and forth between T.J. Miller as Weasel, and the idea with Weasel is that Weasel is Deadpool's sidekick, and basically he's like his Lucius Fox / Alfred. He has a back and forth with him. He was his friend. Basically he arms Deadpool. He buys his guns and invents new guns for him. And he's the smart guy, and he also has he's the guy who And the thing is, they have a relationship that it's like he should equally fear Deadpool as much as he likes having Deadpool as a friend, because they take shots at each other, sure. But this is like the same thing, at least in like the comics and the video games, where if he takes Deadpool's like snack foods, Deadpool will not hesitate to shoot him in the leg. It's basically like there's like in the Ultimate Alliance game, it's like you stole my cheesy puffs. And he shot me. You shot me in the leg. I was in the hospital. Well, I should teach you not to steal my cheesy puffs. So the idea is like it's really kind of it's a fear-based friendship, but a friendship nonetheless that they do really like each other. But still, there is some fear of Deadpool being a little crazy, a lot of violence, a lot of blood. Maybe if he's not in his best state of mind, might actually hurt Weasel. So it's a friendship on edge, but a friendship nonetheless. And he's
I do like the exchanges though.
Sure, take us through some of the exchange.
It looks like Fred. You look like Freddy Krueger. Face fucked a topographical map of Utah.
Yep.
I forget the first one.
Like
My favorite
teeth,
one.
right?
Oh yeah, like a testicle of teeth. My favorite one is you look like an avocado had sex with an older avocado.
I love that being like the last gag of the thing, and you know what cracks me up even more than that? I love Ryan Reynolds' reactions to these lines. Just like the whole like, you just said that to me. Okay, I'm going with it. It's just like he says, right. And you know, actually, it's the funniest thing that kind of gave us this movie in the first place. It's kind of based on that gag. It's in the comics. The reason Ryan Reynolds loves Deadpool so much is because there's a reference to him in the comics saying Deadpool. It's in the Cable and Deadpool run, I believe. And it's like in the first arc of that, like the first trade paperback. I don't know how they section it off. Like basically, Deadpool has his mask off, and like saying, "You wear a mask too if you look like Ryan Reynolds mixed with a Sharpay." Basically, with that reference, he kind of became enamored with the character and fell in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, so like after that, you know, got a cool action. Deadpool is kind of sword fighting with a guy who I think is Ajax, but again, he could be, maybe he's Garrison Kane. I don't know, because again, he's a little cybernetic looking. So in addition to Garrison Kane, you had two other big muscle-bound Weapon X baddies. So again, Garrison Kane would be the tough one to pull off, but like, there's one called Sluggo, who's just pretty much a big guy with guns. There's another guy called Wire, and Wire's pretty much, he has like wires grafted onto him.
Okay.
So we'll see if any of those guys come to the fray or not.
Yeah.
Might have been cut for budget. We don't know.
I don't know. Well, it all depends on how much of the budget they cut. And also where they want to cut the budget. Because they very, very easily could cut in advertising.
Oh,
because they're kind of at the point where they don't really need a ton of advertising.
Oh, sure. But I think let's start with the advertising for a minute here. So, yeah, so
Okay.
I gotta tell you, I think the advertising has been pretty smart so far because, like,
it absolutely is.
I mean, one, they had a trailer for like Conan O'Brien. It's like him just talking about the trailer. He's doing an impression of the movie. The movie announcer passed away recently.
Yeah.
Not recently, but passed away.
It was like a few years ago.
Yeah, but it was a big deal though.
I'm thinking of the right person.
Yeah, he was the In a World guy. That was him.
Yeah, he died like 2009.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
A few years old, but still a shame.
Yeah.
But
you
know, you want to hear the geekiest. This is gonna sound like the silliest thing, but just something just because I'm so in love with this movie, I've been waiting for so long. Is in that teaser trailer, like the trailer, like he's just sitting in a chair talking about it, like saying, "You know, check it out tomorrow," whatever. I love just the simple things. The simple things, for some reason, has like a sporadic, like a muscle in tune, just a smile on my face appears whenever. I love just hearing the costume. You can hear him move in the costume.
Yeah.
So whenever he does it, it just shows. It's like signals to me, it's happening. It's real. It's just like whenever I hear just him move, like whenever he does like his movements, you can hear like the leather and stuff of the guy. When you just hear the costume just moving with his movements, it's like, oh my god, it's really happening. You know, I don't know, it just brings a smile on my face of, yeah, it's happening. And even like I was watching Conan O'Brien today, I was watching it because that's where they debuted the trailer before, simultaneously with it online. And they also had like an additional little clip of him in full Deadpool costume massaging Conan O'Brien with again, so a lot of random things with Deadpool's humor, just with panda tears.
Yeah.
Just with that, just hearing the costume move, makes me so happy. Anyway, so then basically we get the one bullet kill, which is awesome.
Yep.
You know, 3 guys, 1 bullet, and he inhales the steam, or like not the steam, but the smoke coming off the gun.
Yeah.
And I love seeing in HD quality too. You get to see him breathe out the gun, like the gun heat. Just, oh, that's right. I'm touching myself tonight. And then the older avocado bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
and there we have a
boys.
trailer.
Yeah. So let me get some final thoughts on this.
I mean, it's a great trailer. I've never expected it not to be a good movie. So far, I'm correct. No, I mean, I'm really excited for it. When's it come out? In February?
February 12th of 2016.
That's kind of an odd release.
Oh,
But
yes.
I mean, like, yeah, I think it'll be great. Either way. I mean,
it's jam-packed next year with all the superhero movies.
Yeah.
We got, think about it, we got Deadpool, you got Deadpool, you got Batman v Superman, you got Civil War, you got, I believe, X-Men Apocalypse.
Is that next year? Actually, yeah, it makes sense. It probably is next year.
Yeah, so that's 4. That's 4 plus Finding Dory. I was saying there's a slew of big weighted movies coming out next year. This X-Men are taking on a big story too, Apocalypse. I mean, that's a big story for them to take on too.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be.
It's also going to be the last real X-Men.
Wait, sure.
Hugh Jackman's leaving.
I mean, yeah,
Patrick Stewart, I believe, is leaving.
I don't know if he's even going to be in there.
I said real.
Oh, real. Sorry,
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if he's going to be in there. He might.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
he'll probably have a cameo at least.
Yeah, I think people say he might have been on set or something, so that might give some credence.
I'm sure he was.
Sure. So I know
Same
one
with
thing.
Ian McKellen. I'm sure they'll show up to some extent.
We know McAvoy is going to be finally doing the last Professor X thing he needs to do to become iconically Professor X.
Yeah.
Yep, he's gonna be shaving the head.
And there will be no more Patrick Stewart. That'll be sad.
Well, I mean,
Hugh Jackman.
Well, no, Hugh Jackman, at least he's got another movie coming. So he's got Wolverine 3.
Which Wolverine 3.
He's got Wolverine 3, and I believe it's going to be Old Man Logan. I believe that's what they've been saying.
Okay.
I believe he announced, he said Old Man Logan, which makes people think, oh, they're adapting Old Man Logan to it. Basically, Old Man Logan without Hawkeye. Because Hawkeye was in that story, so that basically, yeah. But you know, just with this movie, the reason I'm so hyped for this movie. The reason I said earlier I think it's going to change everything because I gotta tell you, I think it's gonna. I genuinely do think. When I read that script way back in the day and just heard this movie's happening, it sounded and it still sounds to me just seeing it actually happen. Like I'm almost in disbelief of like it's finally happening. I can't believe it's finally happening. I waited so long for this. Yeah. It's just. I think it's going to be a game changer because it's going to be a rated R film. They're getting away with everything. I mean, it's a big step. They were on the Conan O'Brien show. Apparently, for the first time on a late night talk show, they got away with a TVMA trailer. Now, bear in mind, it's still a weird. I'll tell you one thing. I have a gripe about that though. I watched it. They played it, and it was still censored. I'm saying that's BS. They can't.
That's because of.
I mean, why label it TVMA? Because that's the shocking.
It's the FCC.
No, but here's the weird thing about the FCC, though. I'll tell you this. There's a real mini rant here. So the FCC now, they're saying it's okay. So if it's at like 9 o'clock, you can get away with the S word. Basically, you can have blue language except for the F bombs. And
you can't say fuck on TV.
Exactly. So that is
unless broadcast TV, unless it's like HBO.
Yeah, exactly. You can get away with it if it's like premium channels or something like that. You can get away with that. But I'm still saying though. On regular stuff that is not TVMA, like Sirens, like you ever hear the show called Sirens?
No.
It was like basically it's not just Sirens. Like a lot of TBS shows, along with like shows like Sirens. And basically, this is like networks like USA, TBS, and I'm sure there's probably Fox also. I'm guessing Fox. What?
Yeah. No, nothing.
So I'm saying with those networks, and this is like TV 14, is a regular kind of your PG-13 type TV.
Yeah.
They can get away with everything but the F-bomb, but now they can get away. Before they couldn't get away with any of the other stuff, but now.
Well, yeah, I mean the FCC is becoming a lot more lenient on saying shit on TV.
Yeah, I mean basically don't sell me.
They're also not going to change that for fuck.
I know, I'm just saying, but if you're going to make a big deal saying, hey, we're changing the thing for TVMA this one historic time for this Deadpool trailer, and then I'm watching it, I'm like all hyped up because I'm thinking, oh, wow, they might actually, I mean, they got away with nudity.
Well, also, you have to think, yeah, I was going to say it has nudity as well. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. They get away with that, but they can't get away with the F-bomb?
Yeah.
That to me is, I'm just saying, like, don't just go on TV 14. Okay, I don't know. It's the same thing now. You got a little bit of nudity in there. That's all you got. And bear in mind,
But
there's
that's why
like, I was saying VH1 is getting away with more nudity than ever nowadays. What they've been
well, that's because
advertising.
nobody watches VH1 anymore. They don't need to worry about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Still, you mean to tell me you can't go just f-bomb in one trailer and the rest of it just? I don't know. It's a little silly.
No, you can't get away with it because it's broadcast TV.
I know. I'm saying if this one time you're hyping it up, I understand regularly you never get away with it. I get that perfectly. I get that. I understand that.
The FCC wouldn't change a law for one show.
But by that, sure, for one show, fine. But still, don't use the FCC approved rating of TBMA, which specifically says, "Hey, you can get away with the f-bomb if you're not going to use the f-bomb."
It never specifically says that.
Really?
TVMA? No. There's a ton of TVMA shows, and none of them have fucking. It really TVMA is for nudity and for various other like swears that aren't shit because shit isn't taboo anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of regulations. It's not just for swearing.
I know there's other stuff. I'm saying when you say like you can get away with that, when you get away with like language like that, then yet that's the one that still you can't get through if it says TVMA on it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry, folks. This is news to me. I'm just debating on. It's a little mini. It's a gripe. That's really what it is. I'm sorry.
That might change in a few years, especially seeing what happened with shit. But yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, one day we'll get the C word. Who knows? So it's kind of funny.
Probably not.
I know, but it's so funny though. In Conan, they were kind of talking about the C word though. They were literally like Judy Greer was on mine. Oh, Judy Greer's awesome. She really is. You know Judy Greer at all?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So she was on there. She's pretty much saying she was doing a live reading of Archer, and they worked really blue, like because it was a live show. They were able to curse and stuff, and basically there was a signer on the stage, and they described, she's making the vagina sign, but the signal. And basically, when you use the C word, you just make it look more aggressive, which that's pretty fun. Well, anyway, let me get to my point. So I'm sorry, we're going on too long on the censorship stuff, but it's kind of important though. With that, what I'm saying is, I think Deadpool's going to be a game changer, potentially an Avengers level game changer, because we are seeing with Deadpool. Deadpool is like, to me at least, I think maybe a lot of people too, I don't know, that we're seeing Deadpool brought fully to life. In a post-Avengers world, we can get away with completely in the costume, Deadpool completely in the costume, Merc with a mouth, and this is going to be, aside from Watchmen, we're getting a comic book film, kind of a mainstream. Would you say mainstream for Deadpool?
Oh, it's very mainstream Deadpool.
Yeah, because I mean, Deadpool. It always shocked me. Like Halloween, I would go out as Deadpool sometimes for Halloween. Like back then, and it always kind of shocks me and scares me. It kind of delights me and scares me at the same time. Kids recognize who Deadpool is, and I'm a little terrified. But it dawns on me like,
part of that is because Deadpool has become so synonymous with internet culture.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, kids know who Deadpool is, and like a moment, kids know who Deadpool is. Oh man, these are bad parents. Jeez, we got like the Deadpool game, which is pretty much like the completely R-rated Deadpool getting away with.
Yeah.
With a whole lot of stuff. And anyway, so the point is, with that said, that we're getting it in Deadpool in live action, being completely unbound, the rated R. The effects are like they finally gotten away. This is the first time I've ever seen this. They've gotten away with. They've done really great motion capture on the eyes. French is a fully practical suit.
Yeah.
Just a hint of motion capture, like a little like an nth of what they do with the Rorschach mask, done for the eye so he can emote.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. I mean, one day we might even be able to get that with Batman one day. I don't know.
I don't think they would do that with Batman.
Yeah, but right, I'm satisfied enough with Batman because I mean we got the great costume. But I'm saying though, I just love that we have the light up, like the LED light eyes for Batman, which I think are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm perfectly happy with that. My point is, this is pushing the boundaries yet again. We're getting everything from a comic brought to live action superhero film, and I mean this is things that we never would have expected way back in the Christopher Reeve days for superhero film. You never would have expected this. Not even just then, even back in when Spider-Man's coming into the fray, never would have expected this. Even a movie like Blade, there's a rated R superhero movie that's like it's a vampire though. You kind of need that for that one.
Yeah, a lot of that. I mean, Disney did Marvel really, really smart, and it kind of revolutionized superhero movies for in film.
Yeah, I don't know. This is really showing you, even on Fox. Fox, they made big mistakes with Deadpool before. Now they're really correcting it in a really wonderful way. It's just kind of saying,
Oh yeah,
"Hey, Fox, they got their stuff together." You know?
because everyone bitched.
I know.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Well, yeah.
Yes, and it paid off great. I mean, they're pushing the boundaries. They're doing it right, and it fills me with hope for, like, if they can get away with this, and this is going to be great. And if this is a game changer, like I hope it will be. I mean, I could always be wrong. It just might be a good movie, nothing much. But I don't know. I think there's got to be more. There's got to be more stuff like this. I'm saying we get a good Deadpool movie, we might get in the future like Deadpool and Cable. We might get X-Force. You know, we might get, like some. Heck, I'm not saying that this is because of Deadpool we're going to get this, but I'm saying crossovers, fourth wall breaking stuff. You know, I mean, we got at the end of that Fantastic Four trailer came out recently. We had Deadpool promoting this, essentially saying, and you'll also get the Green Band version of my trailer at the end of Fantastic Four. So I'm saying he's breaking walls into other Fox movies. You know, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
I'm saying it might be a step in the right direction for superhero things with Deadpool, who's like the ultimate anti-hero to kind of put in everything. You know.
Hmm.
So the point is, I think we're getting away with a lot of stuff with Deadpool, and it might be really a great step in the right direction. This trailer, to me, signals all of that. I'm sorry, AdvBlueDude, anything to close us out on before we...
No, not really. I mean, I kind of already said my closing thoughts. Where I mean, it was a really good trailer. I think the movie will be great, and the trailer's definitely showing that. And the filmmakers and the actors and everyone involved seem to be going in the right direction. So, yeah. Yeah.
So this has been our time talking about the Merc in the Mouth, or Merc with the Mouth.
Correct. Yeah. So, thank you for sitting through this. I'm AdvBlueDude,
and I'm BlueDragonFive,
and you'll be back someday.
Listen to the yellow boxes, kids.
Yes. Goodbye.